Look at the players who are unsigned by round. Round 2 stands out. 30 of the players are unsigned, and Chris, here's why. The top 2 players taken in round 2 became the first 2 second-rounders ever to get 4-year fully guaranteed contracts. So, yeah, when they first started the rookie wage scale in 2011, it was the first 20 or so players who got fully guaranteed contracts. They have extended it through all of round 1. If you're a first-round pick, you get a 4-year fully guaranteed contract. Anytime anybody says, oh, the NFL should have fully guaranteed contracts, they don't have them, I say, well, they do. Every first-round pick gets 4 years fully guaranteed, and that's the way it's been for years now.
Right.
Now it's trickling into round 2, and the problem is it's going to stop somewhere. So where's it going to stop?
I hear you.
And so the team that's got the 3rd pick in round 2 unsigned, are they going to give in and extend this trend? And then is the 4th team going to do it? Is the 5th team going to do it? Who's going to be the first agent to agree to a second-round pick contract that isn't fully guaranteed? Then that gets used against them in recruiting. They have opened. You know whose box they've opened.
Damn, she's in there.
And she's not in there now.
Yeah.
She's flying all over the place,
Yep.
and she's crapping on the second-round pick negotiations like a pigeon because they're not going to get done. And at this point, let it ride until training camp. Deadline-driven business and the deadline of training camp reporting is what will get this done.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. It's interesting. It is. And, you know, the guys that we're talking about, the top 2 players in that second round, Carson Schwessinger, who was an awesome linebacker from UCLA. Cleveland needed him badly. Jaden Higgins, the 2nd pick of the second round, big receiver from Iowa State. Right, a big body, almost like a Nico Collins, almost like a big slot, going to be able to do Michael Thomas type of stuff too. So I think too, I don't know where it stops, but like in a year where we talked a lot in the draft process, yes, there was the superstar guys, the top guys at the top of the draft, but after that, there was a lot of different views of who the top 30, who the top 40 guys in the draft were. And I think you're going to see some teams with some of these at the top of the second round just go, yeah, we'll give you a guaranteed contract because we really think you're a first-round pick, even though we got you here early on in the second round. But I don't know where that stops. Who's the team that's going to stop it, right? The first thing I looked at is where are the Bengals' second-round pick? Because they would be the team that would stop that. But they're not for until way, way down there. So I don't know who the team will be that, you know, puts the official kibosh on the second-round pick guaranteed contracts. But cool thing to see happening, honestly.
And the reality is that whatever happens this year becomes the precedent for next year, and it continues, and the rubber band stretches more and more. And you'll have the management council trying to push back on some of the teams, and this is where collusion rears its ugly head. When the management council starts telling teams what to do and what not to do, that's basically collusion. You've got this body that is telling teams, don't do that, you should do this, we approve that, we discourage this. They should be able, within the confines of the CBA, to reach their own conclusions. Each individual business, there are 32 separate businesses, they should be able to reach their conclusions as to whether or not they're going to fully guarantee these contracts. So this is a mess. It's good for the 2 players who have gotten the fully guaranteed contracts. It is a mess for the teams and the players who come 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way through 32. And I predict that at some point, someone late in the round is just going to do their deal and not have a fully guaranteed contract. And so it's going to work it back. It's going to narrow it down. At some point, though, there's going to be that one guy, the first guy, who doesn't get the fully guaranteed contract. And no agent is going to want to be the agent for the first guy in round 2 that didn't get the fully guaranteed
contract. Cowboys at 44, will they be the team that stops that? I don't know. I mean, the one that's next is Seattle with Nick Emenware from South Carolina, who is a free safety, combine freak. We know all that. He's certainly going to look at it and go, wait, I want the contract the 2 in front of me got. Definitely. Is it one of these running backs that breaks the mold here, Mike? With all the talk we talk about in the NFL, running backs, scared of guaranteed contracts, all that. Quinshon Judkins is there with the Browns at pick 36. Will they give him 4 years guaranteed? Travion Henderson is at pick number 38 in the second round. He did have a knee injury 2 years ago at Ohio State. Is New England going to want to do that? I know there's a lot of factors here. I'm going to be interested to see where where it ends. To your point there, Mike.
I'm fascinated at Seattle with that third pick because last week, both Coach Mike McDonald and GM John Schneider had said publicly they've got no issues with the tush push. When it's time to cast the vote, Jody Allen, the owner of the team, her vote is to get rid of the tush push.
Right.
And the speculation, it's very simple. And I'm always looking for the easiest explanation for stuff that happens. The Paul Allen estate just put the Portland Trail Blazers up for sale within the past week or two, after years of saying, not for sale, not for sale, not for sale. And there's no trigger on when these teams have to be sold. But the Trailblazers will be sold and currently are actively in the process of being for sale. The Seahawks will be sold at some point. And we can only guess that it's coming. It's coming. If the basketball team's being sold, the football team's going to be sold. And, when you're trying to sell an asset like that, you'd like to get some cooperation from the league office. I would assume at some level it's easier to have the league office with you than against you. So you go along with this tush push. You're getting out of the business anyway. We'll go along with the tush push ban. That's what the league office wants. Fine. And if I got the management council telling me hold firm and don't do a fully guaranteed contract, we don't want this trend to spread, fine, I'll hold firm. So again, it's not, people say, oh, it's a conspiracy theory. No, it's trying to understand what people's motivations are for the decisions they make.
Right.
Everybody has a motivation for the decisions they make. When the decision of the owner goes against the GM and the coach, you look at it and say, well, why would you go against your GM and your coach? There's some other explanation for it. And if you're going to be selling the team and you want it to be as smooth and easy as possible, and you want as much cooperation as you can from the league office, you go along with what the league office wants.
That's valid.
Because you're getting out. You are getting out.
Right. Yep. Kiss the buses. Kiss the butts on the way out to make sure you get what you want, what you need, and make it go, a smooth process. I understand that, Mike. Maybe, and you're right. It's a good point by you.
So we'll see. Somebody's going to draw that line in the concrete, as a wise man often says. Hopefully the concrete will not have dried first. Otherwise, you're going to need a better stick. But yeah. Round two, very interesting. At a time when these picks can be negotiated like that, there isn't much to fight over. One of the things to fight over, how much of the deal is guaranteed. And now that you've got two guys in round two who've gotten all of it guaranteed, you're going to have other guys who want all of theirs guaranteed, and that creates the fight and the pressure point, and they're going to stare at each other. And I'd say these deals, there's no reason for anything to get done now until we get closer and closer to training camp. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.